we're here at Shoe Healer, and we put a video on, the previous video about Prada taking over church shoes. This is a beautiful boot from Churches, absolutely gorgeous. And although they did that a long time ago, they bought church shoes, they took over church shoes and doubled the price. And there was a big hoo-ha about it a couple of years ago, and the prices of the shoes were just doubled overnight. And the argument we put forward was the shoes are fantastic shoes, they really are superb quality, but should they have been doubled in price? It was something that it was in the paper, and it was all about Veblen goods, where you increase the price of something, you increase desirability, and it helps. So if you have a very expensive product, we all want it, so keep that price high. And that was the idea of Prada, to take over church shoes and make them very, very desirable, more desirable than they were. And I don't know, if you ever go down to London, you would walk round the corner, and round every corner would be a brown fronted shop, a Church's shop, where they would only do a few pairs of shoes in the window, retailing round about £500, £600. Now, you will still get some church shoes that are out there now that are made in Italy, and the quality is typical what we get from Europe. It's typical construction, should I say. The quality of the materials used is very good, and the products are really nice. When we're talking mainly today about the shoes and boots that are still made in the Church's factory in the proper English Goodyear welted manufactured way. And a few of the comments that we've had is we have Adam here saying it's very diplomatic, but no way are they worth the money. They are. A pair of boots at £1,000. Well, it's not just Churches charging that. There are other companies out there charging that sort of money. You would have your Edward Greens round about that price, if not a little bit higher. You would have your Crockett's that are at the £600 mark, which is really, you know, where we need to be. And of course the John Lobb, which you know, their shoes will be well in excess of £1,000. But another comment here is saying that it's downright robbery from Chris. Even Dick Turpin wore a mask. I'll stick with Loke, and he finds that the best balance between price and quality. With the Loke shoe, we're on a different planet. We have a Loke shoe here, and this Loke boot, it's the 1880 boot. All these uppers on the 1880, you can just see how soft that is on the toe puff there, and the quality is not really on the same league as anything else that we've discussed. This boot, all the uppers in these 1880s are made in India, and then the boots are put together in this country, but all the uppers are made in India. The heel stack on this Loke boot, which is an 1880, and they're all the same. We have compressed cardboard heel stacks. I have one here, an old Bedale, and I don't know if you can zoom in there and see the compressed cardboard on that boot. Another comment we've got here is I've only resold and refurbished one pair of Church's Darwin loafers, and the construction this gentleman is saying was exactly the same as the Cheaney and the Crockett's. Well, they are. The Cheaney, of course, Cheaney shoes now are Church's. The Church brothers own Cheaney shoes, and they have done for a long time. And yes, the Cheaney shoe is one of our favourite brands here at the Shoe Healer. They are very similar to the Church construction. The Crockett's, yeah, again, with the Crockett's, very similar to the Church construction. Although there is a little bit of difference still, in our opinion, to the Churches. Just, I don't know what it is exactly, and it's just a slight percentage better on the Churches that we see coming through for repair. And then we have, for sure, there are differences between the materials used by Crockett & Jones, Churches, Trickers, Alfred Sargent, Barkers, but in my experience, having owned all of the above, the difference are very minor And this gentleman says it's all about the fit rather than the quality sometimes. Well, I can definitely sort of agree with that. If you find a brand that suits your feet, that's great. That's a brand for you. They're the best, the ones that fit you. Somebody walks in the shop and says, which is the best? Which is the best brand? It's a brand that suits your feet. So I totally understand. Such a shame, but I think Church Family now own Cheaney. So I assume Cheaney are the same quality as Churches. Yeah, they are. They're very, very similar. Great shoes, Cheaney. We love Cheaney shoes. And of course it is the Church brothers. The last CEO of Burberry did the same thing with their products. You can afford, and yeah, so this chap apparently openly states that quality products have to be crazy prices. And I'm not sure if that's right or wrong. This is shocking treatment. Why should I have to travel further than Doncaster for a pair of boots? It is a shame that churches don't have confidence in professional people like us who retail their shoes professionally and take them apart and look after them. And it's a shame that they don't have the confidence in us. But again, this is the luxury brand. You know, you probably can't have your smaller garages selling Rolls-Royce cars and such. Ridiculous. Amberley Chelsea boots cost me £395, and now they're £980. Harrods have the same boot. The Church boot at £1,000, and he's saying they'll be like Alfred Sargent soon, going into liquidation. And yeah, that's exactly right. You would just see, if you read about it in the paper, it'll tell you all about it. Hi, beautiful boot. What's the model and name? Well, the model, I can't remember, but I did say in the video it was discontinued by Churches, but they make something very, very similar on their website, and go and have a look. Sad that these big luxury corporations are terrible. Well, it's just the way of the world. Somebody's just put a message here. The day of reckoning is coming. This is from a Bob. The day of reckoning is coming for luxury brands that have put prices up so much in the last 3 years. That is right. Some are taking the, let's say, Michael, but it is a lot of people over the last few years. The prices have gone up, and even we've seen it where we're having to ask you customers for some of our shoes that we feel are overpriced. We try and look after you, but that's just what's happening in the world these days. So thank you so much for your messages. It really is great to get these messages, and we'll try and always come back to you with some sort of answer. Remember to like, subscribe, or whatever you do. Apparently that helps us. So thank you very much for your interaction.